This is Our View, brought to you by the people who work for you, the proud members of the Washington Federation of State Employees. A building trades union recently honored the governor for her support of apprenticeship programs. She reminds all of us that it's jobs with family wages and benefits that will build our state and provide opportunities for the next generation.
Well, can I just say thank you? It's been a labor of love. I'm one of those who firmly believes that if we want the kind of economy for the people of the state of Washington of tomorrow, it's about these kind of folks getting good jobs so that they can raise their families, they can have a good life themselves. And when it came to the transportation package, I couldn't be more proud of what's been accomplished. That Tacoma Narrows Bridge is one of the best things in the country. It came in ahead of schedule. It came in under budget. Not many projects in transportation can lay claim to that today. And since I took office, we've finished 130 projects with that 9.5-cent gas tax. And prior to my coming into office, there'd been 12 finished the year before. So the taxpayers are getting a return on their investment. But it's one thing to say that it's about the people. It's about the men and women out there doing the job, making it happen every single day, and the leadership. And I couldn't be more excited about Running Start for the trades that we've put in place.
Good.
The opportunity to guarantee students an apprenticeship spot. The fact that we've doubled the number of apprenticeships in the state of Washington. That's just the beginning. We've got more to go. There's huge demand out there. These are great folks doing great work for the people of this state, making a future for all of our children. So this is a true honor, and I thank you very much. But again, it's been my honor, and it's been a labor of love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
With that, we wanted these young people to kind of take you around and introduce you to what we do as a trade and what they do as apprentices. So,
thank you all.
With that,
thank you all very much. And I hope you're enjoying what you're doing and seeing it as a great future for you and for your families, and the opportunity to get a good, livable wage with good benefits. That's what you need. That's what you deserve. And I am determined to make sure that that's the opportunity you get. And so congratulations on being involved and engaged. And I look forward to seeing you out there doing the kind of work that I hope you love, and I hope will bring you the kind of benefits and wage and opportunities that you deserve. Thank you all very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, can we get everybody around? We're going to give a big hand to Governor Gregoire for coming down and visiting with the iron workers. Thank you.
The Federation continues negotiations with the state on the next collective bargaining agreement. And while it is about wages and benefits, it's also about the quality of service state employees want to provide for the people of Washington.
Our members have asked that we bring forward to this team 5 high priorities for them. Those would be salaries, health care, extra paid time off, and a decrease in their workload. State employees have large workloads currently at this time, and we're trying to work with the governor's team to work out some of those issues. How can we best serve the citizens of the state of Washington, get the job done in a most efficient manner? Social workers who work for the state of Washington and who are charged with the protection of the children who live in our state are very concerned about their workloads. Their workloads currently do not allow them to provide the attention needed to those children who are at risk. We are trying to work with the governor's team to ease workloads so that those social workers can provide the best possible protections for the children in the state of Washington. Our DOT workers are trying to discuss workload issues when we reach times like in high snow times like we've had this last year. Our DOT workers have worked very hard to keep the passes open for commerce and for people who needed to cross those passes. Workloads for case managers in the Division of Developmental Disabilities have become unmanageable. This is recognized by the legislature and by the governor's office. We are trying to deal with those workload issues in this negotiation period to provide services to those growing number of children who have autism, significant behavioral needs, and some community protection issues. At this bargaining table, we are negotiating for higher wages for state employees, but we are also very concerned about the services that we provide to you, the public, the consumers in the state of Washington. We want your parks to be safe. We want your homes to be safe. We want your children to be safe. We want your roads to be safe. A good contract retains good people and recruits good people and ensures that the state provides exceptional services to the citizens of this state of Washington.
Discussions continue at the OECD in Paris concerning economic reform. But when you listen, the message sounds a lot like a possible race to the bottom.
Many people are arguing that it is a race to the bottom, that in fact European workers, American workers, somehow have got to keep pace with the growing numbers of workers in the world economy from Asia, China, India in particular, others as well that are even poorer. And yet that's not the future, any more than for Western Europe. It's the future that we take the living standards of Eastern Europe. The fact is, we need people being brought up to decent levels. And my message in the OECD and in the European Union, it very much is that don't forget that. If you forget that, then the whole system gets questioned by workers. Unions will go protectionist. You can see that in the United States now, where there's a very weak social dimension. And you'll see that in Europe in future unless we maintain a good social dimension. The real key thing that's necessary to be done, I think, is firstly to respect working people and their families. That the objective, which was commonplace after World War II, that people should have a good quality of life, enough to bring a family up in reasonable comfort, that still should be a central objective of domestic economic policy. And the world economy should be tailored to that, rather than telling everybody they've got to work like the Chinese work, or some country that's just in the early stages of industrialization. And I think that message is, I mean, we can accept that message, not in any OECD country. The fact is we've got to be competitive, we know, but we've got to have good living standards and good conditions.
For a look at our union history, here's Ross Reeder.
I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you and me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, says he. I never died, says he. Moving words, whether by hearing them from the liquid thunder of Paul Robeson, the oboe lament of Joan Baez, or the slender tenor of the composer of the music to those words, the late Earl Hawley Robinson. Robinson, born in Seattle on July 2nd, 1910, studied piano, violin, and viola. He graduated from West Seattle High School in 1928. From 1929 to 1933, he attended the University of Washington, studying composition. In 1934, he went to New York, where he joined the Workers' Laboratory Theater and the Composers Collective. Earl studied with Aaron Copland at the Downtown Music School and with Hans Eisler, German emigre composer. He wrote and co-wrote many topical songs, of which Joe Hill, Abe Lincoln, The House I Live In, and Hurry, Sundown are perhaps the best and most famous. Black and White also achieved great popularity, selling more than 1 million copies as recorded by Three Dog Night. As Earl told it, he first heard that recording on his car radio and thought, I recognize that song. His cantatas set the tone for a genre of patriotic composition. Most notable was Ballad for Americans, first performed on radio in 1939 with the great Paul Robeson as soloist. In 1947, a documentary starring Frank Sinatra and called The House I Live In won an Academy Award. Just a few weeks ago, I saw it on the American Movie Channel. In the mid-40s and the 60s, following a blacklisting that stemmed from his association with the Communist Party, Earl worked in Hollywood on film scores. In the mid-1950s, he chaired the music department at Irwin High School in New York City. Earl's later works became more abstract. He wrote a concerto for banjo and piano. He wrote ballets, musicals, and folk operas on subjects ranging from Irish tunnel workers, immigrant Jews, ancient Armenia, dolphins, and the lost city of Atlantis. He turned to spiritual and ecological themes in his last years. In 1990, Earl moved back to the family home in West Seattle. With mayoral and gubernatorial proclamations, he performed before a joint session of the state legislature. A review of his music at the Pioneer Square Theater paid tribute to his life and work. On the evening of July 20th, 1991, Earl was killed in a head-on auto collision on Southwest Admiral Way in West Seattle. His last concerts included the Workers' Heritage Festival at Fort Worden, the observance of the Seattle Library Centennial, and the Northwest Folklife Festival.
This has been Our View, brought to you by the employees of Washington State. We remind you, when you accept a paycheck for your hard work, you don't give up your rights. Thank you for watching.